Well, hello, everybody. The party rages now downstairs at InfoComm 2026. It is Wednesday afternoon. It's happy hour, and we are live at the HETMA booth. And I am with dos amigos up here to talk today. So it's Jimmy and Kevin of AVI-SPL. How are you gents today?
Doing great.
So good.
Yeah.
For real, or you just have to say that?
No, we're forced a little bit. No, I'm just
We
kidding.
would never say that. No, it's been a great show so far.
Okay.
Like the engagement, and we talk about it a lot, right? We talk about how relational higher education is.
Yeah.
Even just your manufacturing partners, your competitors, like everybody's just glad to see each other. It's good to have that face-to-face.
Yeah, it is. And you got it's crazy how you can just walk this floor and know people everywhere you go.
Yeah, we tried to walk the front row. We were like, and we started this 3 hours ago. We tried to walk, and we made it through one row.
Yeah.
And it's like it's not even just handshakes. It's like you're hugging people, and you're so
Happy
excited
to see you
people,
and get caught up.
It's
and
awesome.
It is awesome. And you guys were mentioning how much more important you are than us because you're up in the front of the hall.
I never said that.
Okay.
No, it's just the way it worked out.
Yeah. It just happens to be closer to the front.
Yeah.
And the air conditioning is really nice.
I was going to say, it is warm back here in the slums of the Central Hall on our side. So, all right, gents, thank you for coming and hanging out. I appreciate it. You guys I'll tell you one quick story where we had some people show up for today's tour late, right? And I was like, all right, let me get you a headset and I'll tell you where to go meet them. I was like, okay, these people, the tour will be stopping around AVI-SPL. And they're like, oh yeah, Jimmy and Kevin, we know them. We know where to go. Boom, they just left.
That's awesome.
Right? Like it has that feeling of, people know. So you guys have a lot of integrated. You have services, you have sales, you have a lot. And you have a booth that, as opposed to manufacturers who's showing off new stuff, you guys are having kind of different conversations. So when you have a tour group come in or you have people stop in, what are you talking to people about?
So the biggest thing we like to talk about is we are a traditional audiovisual integration company, right? That's the bread and butter, slinging TVs, projectors, direct views, all the things. But what we really like to focus on in these kinds of events is what makes us different, because it's not always about this or that. It's about what you can offer. And we try to offer all of the things that you could possibly need under one roof, right? Yeah. One throat to choke mentality. So, Symphony as a service is one, single pane of glass for all these IP-enabled, Wi-Fi-enabled devices, so you can truly see what's going on with them. Metrics on how utilizes that DVD player. Do I need that in every classroom moving forward? Or how much do we use the document camera? Like, those things can save you immeasurable money, and you just don't know. And the biggest thing I would say is you don't know. You're never going to get more employees. No one is just like, oh, hey, Ryan, you need... That person left. We're not going to backfill that one.
Oh my!
Right?
I ask for new staff every year, and it's
a struggle, right? So
every 10 years you get approval.
Yeah, one in every 10.
If that.
So you have to be smarter in how you're doing work, and that's what we try to elevate the experience around how you can work smarter, better, and faster. So the other booth items, Jimmy?
Yeah, so we have, in the rest of the booth, obviously, we're having a lot of conversations around what the problems are and then how we find a solution for that. But for the quick overview of the booth, we have a whole practice around our sustainability initiatives and what we're doing there. We have a great view of what how much power consumption comes with a DV-LED when you change the color of it and stuff like that. So you can see it live and in person. And then tying that back to saving money, as well as hitting your own sustainability initiatives on campus. And then we have our virtual design services, showing off us doing live design with people before they even cut a PO, so they can see a space. And that's all virtually done. Really cool setup. And then our XTG group is in full force, as always, showing off all the cool, fun, exciting stuff. But that's fun, and I think a lot of people say, well, my school can't afford that. And then we get to have a deeper conversation. Like, let's talk about why this is different. Let's talk about enrollment driving. Let's talk about all these other aspects of what these kind of spaces build for your students.
Nice. And I think, you guys have this opportunity, I think, first to do something that's experiential, but you're having those kinds of conversations that are about, enabling things that maybe people weren't thinking of, or picking up, like, we're all being asked to do more with less, more of the same, more with less. And so to say, look, we're never going to have time to build or figure out the things that are going to say do the measurements and the tracking that you're talking about.
Yep.
But to say, no, partner with us because we have some of these things built. And so with Symphony, we have some answers to some of your problems, and we're an integrator that you already know and trust anyways.
Yeah.
So, double up on that.
And the most important thing, and the advice I would give to anyone in the community is take the time to have the conversation with that manufacturer or that integrator. Like, understand there's a voice practice at AVI-SPL. You getting rid of those Avaya phones, right?
Yeah.
There's a voice practice around that. Those can be sold on the cooperative contracts that you have to purchase from. Like, oh, I didn't know you did that. Like, take the time to understand what the depth and breadth of these manufacturers and integrators like ourselves can offer.
I love it. Yeah, you guys that know the higher ed structure, right? You guys understand us, worked in it, and done that sort of thing. Also understand the intricacies of the industry, right? The different motivations and incentives that go into it, trying to bridge those gaps on behalf of higher ed people who it's impossible sometimes to parse apart the reason you're getting quoted certain things at different times. And it just feels like you guys are there to try and be that guide for us as we're trying to go through some of those things.
Well, and not only that, absolutely all those things, but for us, it's educating. I mean, we were just talking about how we have 5,000 employees globally at AVI-SPL.
Right.
We are expanding in markets that are being announced today and tomorrow globally. But I can't remember what I was going to say.
It's always fun conversation of like a lot of people come to us and they go, I want to be on the cutting edge, I want to be on the bleeding edge of things. And then, and the chances are they probably don't, because it's a terrible thing to do,
right?
It's hard
to be on the bleeding edge.
It's hard to be the first one to do something.
Yeah.
But chances are someone's done it somewhere.
Yeah.
And with a bench like ours, right, in different countries and different things we can lean on, we can say, hey, someone's done this. You want to talk to them?
Yeah.
And have that conversation. That's where Kevin and I can really be a conduit for customers to learn more about what other things are available.
And training our teams to say the right kinds of things. That was where my brain's bleeding a little bit, guys.
Well,
after the end of the day,
it's not as if there's not distracting music blaring at us right now,
But us educating our teams on how to have the right kinds of conversations and not just sling AV of the week, but have the right kinds of conversations, engaging the right kinds of stakeholders. What's the pedagogy around what this is going to do? It's the most important thing that we think a lot of our competition misses.
Yeah, I turn your teams into education nerds.
Yeah.
Love it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love that. Okay, so for every one of us that gets to come to InfoComm, right, we have 10 colleagues that don't get the chance to, right? Yeah. So what do they need to know about what you guys are doing? Where can they find out more and get connected if they're not able to, if they're not able to be here and come by your booth and meet you in person?
So I would say take advantage of the regional and local shows.
Yeah.
Like you guys have the road shows, which are amazing, but many of these manufacturers and even us, we have what we call a Vibe event. Those events are all across the country that do what I would say is a mini InfoComm. Mm-hmm. So literally take time to go to AVI-SPL.com, search the events page of what's coming up. These events are always free to the public and to this community, and it's a major focus for us. And then beyond that, I would say reach out to our case studies. Like when Jimmy was talking about, like, what can someone somewhere has done the thing. Case studies, literally Google AVI-SPL case studies, and you'll see what we've done at the University of Texas, Dallas, what we've done at Georgia State University, what we've done at UCLA. Like, that information is free and accessible to you guys. You don't even have to call anybody, but we can be reached on LinkedIn, Kevin Schornhorst on LinkedIn, and obviously we're available through you guys. You guys all have our contact information, of course, through the HETMA page.
Yeah,
you guys have
HETMA
the new
community,
the HETMA community, the app, the online portals. We're available on those applications also.
Yeah, nice. We try to do our best we try to post about events in the HETMA community. We try to post, we're on the ETC chat boards and stuff like that. We want people to know what's available in their backyard. They get more connected, follow people on social media, figure out what's going on out there. There's a webinar 3 times a day, every day of the week. You know. It's a great way to get involved, especially post InfoComm. Like Rave Pups does a great job of doing overviews of every single booth on the show floor. So there's no shortage of information. It can be found.
Exactly. But I encourage, make those connections, look at those case studies, get ideas, see those things and see what partnering with a team like you guys can do differently than maybe what they're getting from the integrators in their backyard or other things like that. I think it's as you mentioned, as we started, there's people who are walking the floor and can't get around because all they want to do is like you're chatting and hugging with people. Yeah. But that's because people are happy to see you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're not looking, oh no, as you come by. And those people are around here too. You know what I'm saying? So
that's true.
Thank you for being the
I've
first
seen
part.
them run.
I know. And then, and I'm, he already gave me the wrap it up, but I'm ignoring that for the moment here. Because one last question is, saw you guys on stage the other night accepting some awards. You had a pretty good Monday night.
Yeah,
huh?
we won a couple. I think it was like a couple as an 11. So I'm not, we're not here to brag too much.
I mean, not well. And I'll tell you the thing I would brag about it. We won 11 awards. One being Integrator of the Year, Vendor Rep of the Year, and Jordan Cook out of our Southern California office, and 9 projects. But not only that, the projects, there were 4 of them that we did not submit.
Right.
They were customers that submitted them for us. Mohawk College, Patrick River, Mohawk, BC and Drew over at Vanderbilt. Like, those were 4 projects that we had no idea, but the partnership and the alignment is stellar. So for me, that's the thing I'm most proud of.
I love that. Yeah, exactly. Which is, if it's a true partnership, that's what it feels like, right? Like, no, it's an AVI-SPL project, but it's their project, and they're just as proud, and you guys are, but nothing like getting awards for things that you didn't even submit. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty awesome.
Someone like Mohawk College, it's like we're an extension of their team, and they feel like an extension of our team. It's
100%.
It's no different. We talk to them regularly. We like working with them, and it's a true committed partnership.
Well, we've been having that conversation about like the community and how broad it is. Like, there's people think we mean people who work in higher ed, and what I mean is all of the people that go into supporting students, right? And that is manufacturers, it's integrators, it's consultants, it is marketing people, and the entire work, the whole industry that eventually creates experiences that students wouldn't otherwise have. So thank you guys. Thank you for being part of that industry and part of that community.
Yeah, thanks for allowing us to be here.
Absolutely.
You guys are allowed to be anywhere you want to be. You know what I'm saying?
Heard it here first. We'll be in your kitchen.
Yeah, keep taking care of people in higher ed the way you're taken care of, and you know what I'm saying. You're only going to win, more awards. Let's make it 12 next year.
Yeah. There you go. 12's the number.
That's right. Perfect. Thank you, gents. I appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me.
All right.